Hey there, Busy Bee here. Last time we played Balatro, I was able to beat the game without any jokers with the telescope deck. Hey, what's that? Challenge 20 is called Jokerless, and it makes it so you can't use jokers? What are you talking about? There is no Jokerless in Bossing Say. You're just imagining things. There is only 19 challenges. Anyway, now that that's all cleared up, I wonder if it was possible to beat the game with only one card. The rules are simple. I can only play one card per hand. I originally considered doing high card, but the Medusa challenge deck is basically that, and to be honest, super easy. I am allowed to use whatever type of card I need as long as I only play one card. No picking my seed, and it has to be random. With all that out of the way, let's begin. I went over the rules of Balatro in my last run, so if you need a refresher, go watch that video. It's really good, I promise. But on to this run. Out of all 16 decks, what one will I use this time? Well, you see, there's only one deck that can even start this challenge, and it's the challenge deck. Challenge deck is special. There is 20 challenge run... 19 challenge runs in the game that you can do, and each deck has its own buffs and weaknesses. For example, the Medusa deck starts you out with the Marble Joker, which adds a stone card to your deck every blind, and the deck looks like this. So that's already a pretty drastically different deck from the rest of them. But even out of all those options, there's only one deck that even has a chance. 5-card draw. It starts with the basic Joker, which gives us a +4 mult, which is okay. But what really matters is Card Sharp, a Joker that gives us 3 times our mult if the last hand that was played is the same as the previous. And it so happens we're only playing one card every time, so it'll proc every time after the first hand in each blind. This deck also gives us 7 Joker slots and 6 discards, thinking that the debuff of only having 5 cards in our hand will be a problem. But since we're only playing one card, that's not really a problem at all, and it's only a positive. So now you know the deck, so let's get into it. So we start Ante 1 with 5 cards, and we pick the biggest one, the Jack. We only get 15 chips, but because of the Joker, we add 4 mult to our total, and it's 75. If we do that 3 more times, that's enough to survive the first round exactly. However, when we play the King next time, not only do we get +4 mult, but we multiply our mult by 3 thanks to the Card Sharp, making it so we can beat this round in only 2 hands. Afterwards, we go to the shop and buy a Joker pack and get the Gros Michel. Michel? One of those. It'll give us +15 mult, but at the end of every round, it has a 1 in 6 chance of being destroyed. So it's a high risk, high reward type of situation. We then open a planet pack and yes! We get Pluto, which upgrades our high card, giving us 10 more chips and 1 more mult for each high card we play, which is exactly what we're doing this time. Thanks to the Gros Michel card, we're able to beat the second blind in 1 round, giving us a lot of money to work with. We decide to buy nothing in the shop for now, and move on to the first boss, the Hook. Unlike last time, it's not an automatic first hand win, but after playing our second hand, we easily win the round and move on to Ante 2. In the shop, and I pick up a Joker I rarely ever use, the Blue Joker. This Joker gives me +2 chips for every card I leave in my deck, and since I'm only using 1 card at a time, the amount of decrease in card amount is very minimal, so this will be really nice to have. I also buy a tarot card pack and get the Emperor card, which creates 2 random tarot cards. I get the Devil, which doesn't really help much, just gets us more money if we don't use it, and the Empress, which is very helpful, giving us +4 mult to 2 cards I play. For now, I just use a Devil card on a random low numbered card and breeze through the next round. Back in the shop, I buy the Hermit card, which doubles my money I have up to 20 bucks, which means we're now rich. We buy a planet pack and, unfortunately, we get nothing useful. we buy a tarot pack and get the Temperance Tarot, which adds the total value of our jokers and turns into money for us, and beat up the next blind no problem. From here on, I'll just quickly go over all upgrades we get, unless it's a major one. Next shop, we get 2 high card upgrades and buy Sock and Buskin, which makes us play face cards twice, so more chips and mult for us. On to boss 2, the house. All our cards are flipped over, so I just use a discard and get rid of them all. I use another discard to get more face cards and upgrade them with the Empress. Now that those cards are upgraded, every time I use them, I'm going to get +8 mult thanks to Sock and Buskin. And thanks to that, we easily beat the boss and move on to Ante 3. Next we
get a telescope,
hit the jackpot, and get the telescope voucher, which guarantees us Pluto from planet cards. We immediately upgrade Pluto and crush the next round. In the shop, we buy another Empress card, and in a tarot pack, we get the Chariot, which turns a card into steel, meaning when it's in our hand and not used, it multiplies our mult by 1.5. Very useful for our survivability. Next round, we use the Empress card and sweep the round yet again. Next shop, we upgrade our hand and get another steel card, and buy the credit card, which does nothing for our hands, but we can now spend up to -20 in the shop, so you know, kinda useful. But now on to boss 3, the club. This boss makes it so club cards don't work, but we really don't care about that, so we just win in 2 hands. On to Ante 4, and we buy the Crazy Joker, which actually, it doesn't matter what it does, because the reason I buy it is because it's holographic and gives me 10 mult. Afterwards, we get another Empress, a hand upgrade, and the Judgment Tarot, which creates a random Joker card, which gives us the Fortune Teller, a Joker that gives us +1 mult for every tarot card we use. And since we're using a lot of them, it's just really beneficial. Anyway, speeding through the next 2 blinds, and we end up getting the Hallucination Joker, which gives us a random tarot card when we open a pack, but it only works 50% of the time. Oh well, can't complain about free tarot cards, especially since it upgrades one of our jokers. Oh yeah, we also got rid of the credit card. It didn't really help us in the end, so whatever. On to boss 4, the 2.
Shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space.
We beat it pretty quickly and move on to Ante 5, where we end up getting the Bull Joker. It gives us chips depending on how much money we have. It's alright. During the ante, a couple things happen. One is we pull a holographic card from a card pack, so that's just nice in general. And the second is we got the Golden Joker, which gives us $4 after every blind we beat. So that's nice. Anyway, on to boss 5, the Window.
I forbid you to take another step down these stairs! Okay.
It debuffs any diamond card we have, but just like the club, it doesn't matter, it's a quick victory. In Ante 6, we buy the Hanging Chad card, which makes us replay the first card we used 2 more times. Which means for cards that have the +4 mult on it, now we have +16 mult instead of 8. Can't beat that, but we had to get rid of our basic Joker. You served us well, buddy. We'll see you next time. Anyway, the rest of the ante was just quick and easy with hand upgrades along the way, so on to boss 6, and damn it, not again.
Time to pay up, Hat.
It's the Stinking Ox, which means we're poor now. It's easily beaten, but man, we need that money. Shouldn't have gotten rid of the credit card, it seems. Oh well, at least thanks to beating it fast and the Golden Joker, we get a lot of our money back. I'd say there wasn't anything to mention Ante 7, but well, during the big blind, we nearly lost. We got down to 1 hand being left before we won. It shows that even with the luck we've had, one card is starting to slow down fast. That's not good. We're so close to winning too. On the boss 7, the fish. After each hand played, the card that comes in will be flipped over, which doesn't mean much, but just like the last blind, the amount of chips needed is high, and we still go down to one hand left before we win. If we get really unlucky and the final boss is the wall, we just flat out lose. We beat the ante. It's ante 8, and oh, thank goodness it's not the wall. Alright, we can still win this. But before we take on the boss, we need to upgrade ourselves. Beyond the normal upgrades, we get rid of the crazy Joker and replace it with the Swashbuckler, which gives us mults equal to the sell value of our Jokers, which is thankfully a lot. We spend all our money trying to upgrade ourselves as much as possible, as well as taking down the next 2 blinds, and hey, it's the OG Joker! We get rid of Golden since we no longer need him, and add our old friend back to the party. It's good to see you, man. Okay, final boss time, the Amber Acorn. It flips all our Jokers around and swaps them to different spots, but thankfully that's only an issue for the first round, because once we know where they are, we can put them back in their place. First hand gives us a steel card, so that's great. We upgrade them with the Empress and play a 10. That's 22,000-ish chips. Little under a fourth of the way there. Next we play the Jack, the Trigger, Sock, and Buskin. And because of the Sharp, we're all the way at 95,000 chips. One more hand played, and it's over. We prove it's possible to beat Balatro with only one card. Thank you so much for watching. This challenge was fascinating since normally high card is garbage, and removing the option to use other cards to be played made it all the more challenging. However, this isn't the end of my Balatro run. I still have one more challenge left in the tank, and it blows the 2 I've done so far out of the water in terms of difficulty. I would even argue it's the hardest challenge in Balatro that's even possible. Subscribe to the channel to be notified when I conquer that mountain, and follow me on Blue Sky for more of me. This has been Busy Bee. Peace!